KC at Vikings. Vikings are officially in tank for Caleb Williams' watch, I think, at this point, and potentially trading away some of their larger assets. Honestly, like Justin Jefferson, I don't know. This injury feels weird, right? The talk around this injury feels like he doesn't really care to come back and play for a team that is this far gone. So I'm curious what your take is on it, Mark, but I can
I
see the
think that's a
Vikings.
lot of speculation. I mean, you watch the clip, I mean, I've had that injury a few times, the hamstring injury. It sucks. It lingers. It's a very hard one to return from. Cooper Kupp had the same injury, and he tried to come back too soon and retweaked it, which is why he missed even more time this year. He overextended that leg, and that's exactly what happens. And you can see he pulls up right away. Jefferson's a great competitor. I don't think he's going to choose to sit out of games if he can play. He's going to try to get back, but the Vikings are absolutely in danger. And like you said, John, I mean, you look at this graphic, all those close games last year, they were able to get the edge on in those games and win most of those games. And this year they're in close games again. They haven't been blown out, but they're not winning these close games. They're not putting it together at the end of games. Kirk Cousins is not looking the same as he did last year at the end of games. That clutch factor that he had, the big plays that he had to Jefferson, those aren't happening, right? And I think we kind of talked about this when I said Justin Jefferson, I don't think is going to be, the top receiver in football this year. I think that he's going to see different coverages. Teams are going to start to figure him out. It's very rare that receivers and quarterbacks can just dominate an era of football without defenses starting to adjust. Because once you've shown all your tricks on film, that's all teams are trying to do is prepare for you. So if other guys don't step up, which this year no one else is stepping up, the Vikings haven't scored a rushing touchdown this year.
I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Yeah, they haven't scored a rushing touchdown. So you want to talk about the problems. I don't think it's necessarily Kirk. I don't think it's Justin Jefferson. It's the fact that you're missing the pieces around you that helped you get over the edge last year in close games, and you're just not doing that this year. I don't think the Vikings are a bad team. I think they're one of those good teams that have lost all their close games. And I didn't think that they were a bad or good team last year. I thought they were just, winning. They were just a good end of game team,
Yeah,
and
and
that's
I do want to retort, the situation about look. Don't be wrong. Situationally speaking, I do think the refs had some very questionable calls go Casey's way, but like we also need to give credit where it's due in the sense that the Chiefs actually do climb up the penalty issues quite a bit as well. They got penalized almost twice as much that night as the Vikings did. So to act like they weren't also hurt or affected by penalties isn't accurate. I would say you had a lot more, ground to stand on against the Jets the other week. I don't know. I think this is just the Vikings being the Vikings. And obviously they had a couple calls not go their way, but as Lions fans, what we've been hearing our entire lives is whenever a call that doesn't go your way decides the game, that we just need to play better. And the Vikings are definitely,
yeah,
in that boat as well.